Well, howdy my beautiful spongy humans, I'm RidersDX, and today we've got a really crazy analysis of the brand new Spongebob Cosmic Shake trailer. And so, I know I said I was gonna put this out like the day of when I watched that trailer, but I was really hyped from the trailer, and actually once I got off stream, I suddenly realized that I'm a human being and I fell asleep for like an hour or two, and so I just couldn't be bothered. And then I actually went to write up the script for the analysis, and I realized there are 40 things here that I was able to find about the game that we did not know about before. So I'm just like, this is not gonna be a day's kind of work thing. It's gonna take a little bit, at least me being like a sane person and making sure that I'm not dying while I'm making these videos. And so I've got 40 brand new details about Spongebob the Cosmic Shake to let you all know about right now. If you're new to this channel, or if you're new to the idea of Spongebob the Cosmic Shake in general, then I recommend check out the video in the top right corner right now, as that gives you some of the basic details about Spongebob the Cosmic Shake that we knew about before this trailer came out. So watch that, then come back over here and watch this one, because then you'll have a full picture of every single thing when it comes to Cosmic Shake. But okay, let's dive into the trailer and then take a look at this list. At number 1, we immediately get started with what appears to be a boss fight against a gigantic Gary. But this boss fight seems to be taking place in some sort of library, which is very reminiscent of Gary's dream in the original series. However, it was confirmed by Martin Crouch, who posted a blog on the PlayStation website about this game, that this is part of the Halloween rock bottom area. And so this is probably an area that you reach at the end of the level per se, where you get to face off against Gary. And so obviously there's an outside rock bottom that we have not really seen much of yet beyond the walls of this library. By the way, if you want to check out that blog post, I have a link to that in the description box below. At number 2, we can see that SpongeBob is donning a floral costume, which is a direct reference to the episode where he's excited for summer. And so that's a really cool reference, a costume I don't think I wasn't expecting to see, to be honest. It's kind of a minor costume, so really excited to see this here. At number 3, we get our first listen to some original music from the game, and this definitely fits in with the Halloween vibe the level is going for. I really like this track. At number 4, at some parts of this boss, you can see that SpongeBob is hiding behind a giant snail, and this giant snail is designed like Larry, which was SpongeBob's replacement Gary in that episode when Gary basically ghosted SpongeBob. So another really cool reference. At number 5, speaking of references, there are numerous paintings that can be spotted all around this area that reference various SpongeBob episodes focusing on Gary, and there's even the librarian Gary over here from that dream episode I mentioned earlier. What an amazing reference. This is why we love Purple Lamp Studios, because they love SpongeBob and they do everything they can to make sure that these games are fully SpongeBob games. At number 6, we got our first look at one of the enemies in the game. So obviously all the enemies are these purple gooey monsters, but this one seems to be like a base level henchman kind of person that's holding some sort of green gooey thing. I really don't know what this is. It reminds me of the hammer robot from Battle for Bikini Bottom, but a little bit smaller, I guess. And number 7, one of the first new moves that we see SpongeBob perform here looks to be some sort of cartwheel. So it doesn't really look like it works the way that it did in the movie game with Patrick, where you basically could just spam it all the way through the level and go faster and attack all the enemies that are in your way, but it looks to be more of a quick dodge to avoid attacks rather than an attack itself. So it looks really cool nonetheless, and definitely could be helpful in some of the later sections of the game where there's probably going to be hounds and hounds of enemies coming at you. At number 8, we got another look at another enemy here, and this one breaks into smaller pieces as you attack it, so it seems to be another like base level kind of enemy, but looks really cool nonetheless. At number 9, we are entering the Kelp Forest prehistoric level, and one of the first things I noticed here is not only SpongeBob's costume, but also Patrick is dressed in a costume as well. So these are the caveman costumes, and yeah, Patrick is also going to get to join in on the fun, so that's really cool. I think that's the only time in this trailer that we see Patrick in a costume, so I really hope it's something that he gets to partake in as well, and it's something that maybe it's not as frequent or as plentiful as SpongeBob's costumes, but hopefully there's still a good amount of choices for Patrick here. At number 10, I might be going on a stretch with this one, but I noticed how in this level SpongeBob and Patrick are speaking in caveman tongues.
Squidward, Beluga.
So I theorize that all these characters get lost in their respective worlds and SpongeBob and Patrick must save each of them. But this may be the first level of the game actually, because it seems like SpongeBob and Patrick themselves are lost in the world, but somehow regain consciousness to proceed to other levels where they speak normally and know what's going on. So that's just my theory, or maybe just because they're in the level itself, that's a reason they're speaking like that. You know, we don't really know at this point. We actually don't even know the characters are aware of what's going on or not. So this is totally just a bullshit kind of theory, so just take it with a grain of salt. And number 11, we can see that sliding is back in this game. It looks really fast, so I'm excited to see if they have some insane slide tracks here like there were in Battle for Bikini Bottom. Really hope it's something that they really try to flesh out this time. And what's interesting is that when SpongeBob slides through this, he can pick up these crabs, which are Mr. Krabs in like the episode and such. So very, very interesting here. Number 12, the music track in this one is actually pretty different from Kelp Forest and Battle for Bikini Bottom. It has more of a jumpy feel to it. It definitely tries to match the prehistoric vibe of the level, but I really like it. At number 13, we got our first look at a collectible, which appears to be the mermaid's tears mentioned previously. Because while they're blue, they're a little bit circular in shape. You know, I kind of assumed this is a tear. It does look kind of weird for like a tear, but nonetheless, it is a mermaid's tear after all, and so it could be a little bit more like, I don't know, fuller looking, I guess. At number 14, SpongeBob was also able to run this rock, as seen in the previous trailer, so this looks to be one of the many new mechanisms that they're implementing in this game beyond the sliding, so this looks really cool. At number 15, is that a sea bear? Oh my gosh, these developers definitely went there. I can't with this game. It really looks cool. It's really cool to see the sea bear here, one of the most beloved episodes of the SpongeBob series. So I wonder, definitely don't want to get too close to them because I imagine it can pack quite a punch. At number 16, there are rings in the air here, so I imagine they may accelerate SpongeBob, as he definitely looks like he needs a little help to get across this gap, but we'll have to wait and see what they actually do. Number 17, SpongeBob is seen fighting some enemies here, and he has a little slam move that he can utilize here, so that seems to be returning from Battle for Bikini Bottom, but instead of the bubble bounce that it was, SpongeBob outright rolls himself up and just slams the ground. It looks a lot more devastating here. Number 18, we get a look at a stronger enemy here that seems to involve avoiding their attacks and then following up with an attack, so pretty basic like maneuver here, but it's nice to see that there's going to be some variety in terms of the enemies at least. Number 19, this is definitely one of the most pleasant surprises of this trailer, but you can see that SpongeBob has a gliding move over here, which definitely helps to make up for the fact that Sandy is not playable in this game, but what he uses to glide is absolutely incredible. It is a pizza box, a reference to the pizza episode, so this is definitely one of my favorite references in the game by far. This is absolutely amazing. Thank you so much, Purple Lamp. This is absolutely incredible. At number 20, this is the first time you can spot an underwear collectible here, meaning that the Battle for Bikini Bottom health system makes a return. That's really awesome to see. I'm glad to see that there's going to be a little bit more continuity in this game from Rehydrated. At number 21, we are transitioning to the downtown Bikini Bottom level that is basically more of a movie set, and SpongeBob is now seen in his karate gear, which, you know, I don't really need to introduce this one. This is a pretty iconic look when it comes to SpongeBob. At number 22, the music track here reminds me of the No Cheese song from the movie game actually, with the horns, but it definitely tries to hone in on that classic superhero movie feel, and I really, really like it.
I say we watch!
Number 23, SpongeBob has some sort of homing attack very similar to the Sonic series as pointed out by many people before, but what they might not have pointed out is that he attacks with his foot, and you can see here that it can actually be used anytime, as there is one moment where he's not actually targeting anyone, so it simply serves as a bit of a jump dash to propel him forward, so that's gonna be really cool to use. At number 24, before I go on, there's a coin collectible right over here. This is definitely a different collectible from the Mermaid's Tears I discussed earlier, so this could be like similar to the sock from BFBB for instance, or maybe even a golden spatula. I mean, we'll just have to wait and see if that's the system they're going for here. At number 25, we have another enemy here that's very reminiscent of the tartar sauce robot from Battle for Bikini Bottom, and so it's nice to see that one make a return, as annoying as it was. At number 26, SpongeBob has another ability shown off here where he's able to trap enemies in bubbles and then pop them afterwards, which stuns the enemy, opening them up for an attack. So this is a really cool move here. I'm really glad to see that they're expanding the moveset like this. Number 27, we seem to be in this enemy roulette part of the level where SpongeBob has to defeat all the enemies to move on and save whoever this person is. This was a gameplay element very prominent in the original Battle for Bikini Bottom, so it's really cool to see that return here. And number 28, this is the part of the level that's really reminiscent of the Karate Island episode in SpongeBob, which makes sense that they would implement that because this is the level that's confirmed to be the one where we save Sandy. So it's really cool to see them implement that episode into this level here. Number 29, if you hadn't spotted up to this point, the Tikis have returned from Battle for Bikini Bottom. What's really interesting is that this is the only Tiki we see in this game so far. We don't see like the Thunder Tikis, the Stone Tikis, or anything like that. It's just these regular brown Tikis, and so I kind of don't like that that's going to be the only Tiki if that's the case. Hopefully there's some more variety that they implement later on in the game, but we'll just have to see. At number 30, we can see that SpongeBob is roaming through this like downtown Bikini Bottom area here, and we see that Pearl is there with her headset. This is our first time seeing Pearl in a 3D game actually, so that's really insane. At number 31, what's really interesting here is Patrick is with Pearl in this part, when he's usually tagging along with SpongeBob in the footage that we've seen so far. So I theorize that this area could actually be some sort of hub area, since Patrick wouldn't necessarily need to be following SpongeBob in the open hub world. So maybe each environment has a bit of a mini hub area that you can travel through. We'll just have to wait and find out. Number 32, we are now in the Wild West Jellyfish Fields level, and SpongeBob now dons a Wild West getup, which is a reference to the Pests of the West episode. At number 33, you can hear the music track here is actually very clearly a remix of the original Jellyfish Fields in Battle for Bikini Bottom, but of course has a Wild West twist on it. I love it. This is my favorite track by far. I'm so excited to hear the fact that they are also open to remixing previous video game tracks. So hopefully we see some more in the future. You know, I'd love to hear some from the movie game actually. That'd be really cool. At number 34, Wild West Jellyfish Fields appears to be a much more open environment compared to the previous more linear offerings so far. You can see that it goes pretty far out as SpongeBob glides down, and this looks absolutely gorgeous. So maybe the other levels have places like this as well, but I mean, this is by far the most expansive level that I'm seeing right now. It's really cool. Hopefully there's more levels like this in the game. At number 35, you can spot some sort of slender blue railing over there. This potentially introduces a mechanic of SpongeBob tiptoeing across these areas to reach the other end, because there's no way you could just like run across that area and not die. So at number 36, looks like riding mystery is another one of the many new mechanics implemented here. This looks to work similarly to the rolling rock one, so they all probably work a little bit similarly. It's just that SpongeBob is riding different things on each one. So really cool to see these things nonetheless. Definitely is going to be another great way to implement some cool references here. At number 37, so that's basically everything I had in terms of trailer, but we're going to actually go to Martin's blog that I mentioned earlier, because Martin did unveil some new details here, including some new screenshots that review some things not seen in the trailer. And so at number 37 in Martin's blog, you can see that there's a screenshot here that has another costume revealed, the Cuddly Crab uniform. Thus, it confirms that multiple costumes can be used in a level, which likely means you can switch between any costume, any level, but we'll just have to wait and see. Hopefully that is the case here. At number 38, in another screenshot, there's Karate SpongeBob, but you may see in the background that there's another potential collectible. This one is pink or purplish in color, and it's very circular. I'm not really sure what to make of this. It looks very interesting. I don't know, maybe it's not even a collectible. It might be some sort of like enemy at this point. Who knows? Maybe it's an enemy you need to trap with a bubble. I mean, let me know what you think in the comment section below. Number 39, here's a screenshot of prehistoric Kelp Forest, and though it's a small detail, you can see that Patrick is almost sitting on the underwear here. I wonder if Patrick will actually help you out by trying to help guide you towards hidden collectibles and such. That'd be really cool, though it might make the game a little bit too easy. We'll just have to wait and see. At number 40, one last screenshot gives us a look at this worm-like enemy with arms and a shopping cart stuck to it. This could be like a mini boss or just a stronger enemy in levels. It looks kind of unhinged, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not a big fan of this one. Just looks really creepy, like something that's gonna haunt my dreams, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. And well, I would say that's the last fact, but I lied a little bit. There's actually one more fact I just had to fit in here. I really tried my best to keep it to 40, but this one is just like way too juicy to like not mention. So in one of the excerpts here of the interview, Martin is talking about the different worlds that are in the Cosmic Shake. He basically reviewed a 5th world that's gonna be in this game, and so he did mention that we are gonna be working to bring back Sandy from a karate movie themed downtown Bikini Bottom, or rescuing Pearl from the medieval sulfur fields. medieval sulfur fields. That sounds really interesting. I actually don't really know what sulfur fields are, so I'm gonna Google search that really quickly. Okay, so sulfur fields refers to something like this. So this came from like the episode where SpongeBob was helping Sandy do everything she wanted to do before hibernation, and so this looks to be like definitely one of the later levels potentially, as that definitely looks like it could be a really hazardous place to be running through. And the fact that it's medieval themed too is really interesting, but definitely does explain like the knight costume that we saw in the first trailer. So that's really cool. I can't wait to see what this level looks like. Thank you, Martin, for reviewing a brand new level to us. That was a really great way to close off this video. But just yeah, that's pretty much everything I had for in terms of my analysis and such. I hope you all enjoyed all the details. Let me know what your favorite one was. Let me know if there's anything that you found that I didn't catch, because there definitely is something that I didn't catch, but I really did try my best. You know, I feel like I'm a bit of a veteran when it comes to this stuff, but I'm always missing stuff here and there. So definitely let me know if there's something that I had missed out on. But just yeah, let me know what you're most excited about, and let me know if you're excited for the Cosmic Shake. I'm still waiting for the day that they actually show us what a Cosmic Shake looks like, but I don't know, maybe the whole point is that the Cosmic Shake is whatever you want it to be. Just yeah, it could be one of those psychological things. But alright y'all, thank you all so much. Be sure to subscribe to this channel if you want to stay up to date with more SpongeBob Cosmic Shake news, and yeah, I'll catch y'all next time. This is Riders, riding out.